Oxborrow. I'm a junior here at White Pine High School.
I'm also a junior.
And we're here to talk about dual enrollment classes. So one of the huge things about having a dual enrollment class here is it's completely different from taking a high school class. Obviously the work is going to be more difficult and everything is needed to be turned in on time, and that is something that I've always struggled with, but Dr. Campbell has always been very diligent with it, and he's always helped me be on time with things. Everything is pretty formal when writing. You have to be pretty formal with everything. I do take Dr. Campbell teaches English 100, 101, and 102, and I've taken English 100 last semester and 102 right now. So writing formally is a huge thing. Another something that is quite difficult is you have to go to the college on your own and figure out problems that need to be solved, and it helps me learn to get out of my comfort zone and talk to people I don't know. And one of the huge things that I love about being in a dual enrollment class is with our writing, everything is considered and not looked over, meaning everyone in that class cares about what you write and what you personally think rather than just having it as a grade.
And then something that I've learned from being dual enrolled is that we offer in-person classes, so there's actually a professor here on campus, and then there's also online classes. I'm currently also taking English 101. I've taken Math 126 and 127 in person, and then I took Math 181 online, and then I also take Anthropology 101 online this semester. And I really enjoy in-person classes a lot more than online, just because being a high school student, you already have 5 other classes that you're doing, and it's really hard to manage time if you're allowed a free period, and especially since a lot of people find it hard to go home and work on it, or a free classroom. And so, yeah.
Some benefits with working in a dual enrollment class is having to think critically and creating more advanced learning skills. A lot of the time you think that you can just get away with things, but when you hit a college class, you can't really get away with anything. And there's a lot of harder questions that are asked, especially in English, so you have to think harder. A lot of things that we do in our English class right now is we have a lot of discussions, and it helps me learn what other people think, and it helps me learn that my opinion is okay too. And navigating college sites, GBC library is a lot different than just using Google. You have to use a lot more credibility skills and citing and figuring out which citing you want to use, like MLA or APA and stuff like that. But I really like it because it teaches me to be better and prepare myself for college.
And then one of the ways we lead ourselves is obviously by time management, especially in a college class, having to know your deadlines, and just like she said, web campus will not let you turn anything in past, and high school students, especially younger ones, will have a hard time learning that. And what comes along with time management is also self-discipline, and knowing if you have a big project, you have to do the first steps and structure it out so that it ends up how you want it to. And then in our class we also do reflections, so after every single essay we reflect our strengths, our weaknesses. It's semi-formal, so you kind of just put out what you thought your work, and it really makes you think about what you could improve on, and it also makes you realize that you can be good at things too, so you have strengths as well. And then setting goals is also one of them. So setting goals is obviously pushed in high school, but in college I think it helps you for your future. So if you know how to set goals, it'll help with deadlines in your career and just your future.
How I lead with others is, again, doing group work in an advanced setting. We're currently doing annotated bibliographies versus lit reviews, and we all got in random groups, and I know all the people in my class, but it's nice to work differently with other people, and it's up on the board, I think, or it's someone else's, but we had a tree, and we all got to discuss together and tell everyone our own opinions on everything. Another thing, again, is our class discussions. I really like when we have those. Communicating effectively with professors, that's something you really need to do. Talking to your teacher is one thing, but being able to have a special relationship with a professor is like one of the greatest things you can have here. And engaging in diverse perspectives. Not everyone has the same opinion, and being in a dual enrollment helps me with that a lot, because even though we're all in the same class, many people have different opinions.
And then we lead in our learning again by reflections, just knowing what you can do better on and what you already are good on so that you can tell people your strengths in the future. And then also, again, with our annotated bib, it's not argumentative, but we have done argumentative in the past, and just creating your own ideas and being able to analyze research and know what you're looking for, and being able to create your own perspectives, especially since we read a book called Language and Power in Society. So it was just how language affects everything, and reading that book it changed your perspective on a lot of things, because you learn about concepts that are obvious, but you wouldn't know it unless it was pointed out.
Yeah, that book helped a lot, and leading with that, how I lead for the future, obviously you get more credits for taking the class, but formal discussions, I've mentioned that like twice, but being able to like discuss with someone in a formal setting is something that I've always wanted to do, because I always joke around a lot, so it's better to be more formal when it comes to things like that. And a huge thing that has happened when I have been in this class is learning new perspectives from other people, even if we do have different opinions, and opening my mind to new things.
And just some examples of how we've made our portrait of a leader was, I was going to present something I'm proud of, which is my research question, which is what we're doing right now. So it all has to do with our annotated bibliography and our lit review. And my research question specifically was, to what extent does personal branding and market representation influence public recognition of women track athletes in the US? And I think it's so easy for me to write about it because I'm in track right now, and it's super personal and it interests me, so it's just cool to read about things that you actually see in real life.
One of the huge things that we do in our English class is we always reflect on old writing that we have done. And I can tell from now and from the beginning of the year that I've improved a lot in my writing, especially because we write portfolios at the end of the semester, and that has literally everything you have done in that semester. And one of the things that I was most proud of was my literacy narrative that we wrote at the very beginning of the year. And looking at it now, there are things that I realized that like I wasn't like in the best mindset then, but I've grown to like accept who I am as a person, and I'm better now. And overall, taking dual enrollment classes is like such a great thing. I love doing it so much. It seems like a hard like thing to do, but with having a professor like Dr. Campbell and like being there physically is so helpful, and it helps it impacts everything and creates a better mindset for everyone. Thank you.